Hey, my name is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living, and it's time to turn on your inner nerd. Okay, so first off, I am not a licensed financial advisor. I don't have any licensing. So this channel has to be taken as watching Calvin trade, his ideas, how things work. So one other thing, this channel is not affiliated with Humble or Blocks or anything else. This is my personal project, and I think there are people that will benefit from it, so that's why I'm doing it. Part of the problem with almost every investor is that they don't understand risk management. They don't understand how to place trades in such a way that you don't wipe yourself out. When people start getting bored, when people start, being impatient about trying to get into a position, they've got money on the sidelines, they're just hunting for a place to put it, rather than sitting back, waiting weeks or months for the perfect entry. And so there's just a lot of problems with risk management, even hedge funds. You think people that had billions of dollars under management would be a little bit more, that risk management would be a little bit higher on their priority list. But this is something that really distinguishes a professional trader versus people that are just throwing money at stuff. And so the first thing I wanted to teach you guys about risk management is position size. So on Investopedia, it talks about, how, what position sizing is and some general ideas and takeaways about it. But what you're doing is you're trying to figure out a way to make sure that when you place a trade and it goes wrong, that it doesn't take you out of the game. And a newbie, the most newbie thing you can possibly say is I'm all in on any single investment. So just fill in the blank. I'm all in on something. That you've already shown what a new investor you are. Because with that type of thinking, you're going to be done investing the first time a black swan event comes your way. So I'm going to just scroll down just a little bit, and I'm going to read one tiny little line, and it's right here. Excuse me. Oh, here we are. So before an investor can use appropriate position sizing for a specific trade, they must determine the account risk. Well, I'm going to tell you what your account risk should be. But this typically gets expressed as a percentage of the investor's capital. As a rule of thumb, most retail investors risk no more than 2% of their investment capital on any one trade. Fund managers usually risk less than this amount. I will tell you right now, 99.9% of the time, I never place a trade greater than 1% of my portfolio. Anything that I'm doing, it's less than 1%. And it's usually significantly less than 1%. The only exception to that is when I'm making a very long-term position in either Ethereum or Bitcoin. I'll use up to 10 or 20% of my total portfolio because especially when we're right now at the bottom of this 4-year cycle, this is kind of I'm trying to position myself to where I'm placing a trade that should last for the next 3 years. And these types of trades, super long-term, well thought out, completely engineered, these ones are ones that I've managed my risk in other ways. So position size isn't the main focus of the risk management, it's other principles. But I bet you're wondering how this works, right? Okay, so I've got my handy dandy Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to teach you guys exactly what you want to do. So you're like, okay, great, I've got $1,000 to invest with. this is this is my portfolio. Well, here's the math, right? You got 1% of your $1,000, and you're like, great, I can put $10 into any trade. That doesn't sound very exciting. It may not be. So I have two 2 points to make on this. First of all, if $1,000 is the amount you're investing with, you can actually place trades for $10. And the cool thing about crypto is that the fee is a percentage of your total trade, and it's usually 1/10 of 1%. So you're usually this would be your fee on a trade like this. It would be a penny. So because it's a percentage, it plays through. It used to be that stocks or other sorts of trading, they would charge you a flat fee, and then that's kind of what you would deal with. But in crypto, where it's always a percentage, you actually can place trades like this. But I admit that this is something that almost nobody's going to do, because who's going to place $10 when they've got $1,000 at risk? Well, this is where the second part of my suggestion comes in. If you are actively working and you're actively saving and you're trying to increase this number, I have $1,000 today to invest, but every month I'm trying to put in another $100. Well, depending on how many trades you're placing, you're never supposed to invest more than you can afford to lose, or from a risk management standpoint, you're trying to invest the amount that doesn't take you out of the game. Well, if you're actually if you're adding $100 into your investments every month, my personal opinion is that you can risk $100 on your trade if you want to keep diversified. The larger your portfolio is, the more you want to keep that down. So by the time you get to a $10,000 investment, if you are making a $100 donation to your investment pond, that's where you stop. You stop at the greater of what you're putting in every month, or 1%. And so there are times when I'm placing very small trades. I've got a fair number of them going right now, but I'll teach you guys kind of how to magnify those returns based on the amount you're putting in, and just how that all plays out. But this is serious stuff. Risk management is not anything to take lightly. If you want to take your trading to the next level, you have to figure this out. Everyone loves to put it all on black. They love the idea that crypto trading is the grand casino, but it is not. It is a very strategic, engineered, well executed strategy. We don't just throw money. And when you hear of huge hedge funds making giant mistakes and trading at the wrong time, they have dropped the ball on risk management. And it almost makes me wonder who on earth is making those decisions. And you know what? It could be just young guys that came out of college, that they got their master's degree in finance or whatnot, and they think they know things that they don't. And it's years of experience and winning and losing that teaches you all of this risk management stuff. So I'm going to try to pound this into your brains as we go along. But this is something that I would take the time to read and internalize and figure out where your risk management lies and what that dollar per trade is. So you'll see that for those that subscribe and watch me do actual live trading, using the subscription channel that I'm putting on, you'll see that my trades are pretty small, and it might surprise you, but it's just you know, we're building up a nest egg. We're in this for the long haul. And the fastest way to ruin your life is to make a trade that takes you out of the game, that chops your portfolio down. And so, I mean, if you have a lot of little trades and they're all doing the same thing, you've still opened yourself up for significant risk. So there's a mix of things you have to do to prevent that problem. But definitely something to think about. There are trade opportunities everywhere. It's easy to be in 100 different positions at the same time, and so 1% is not, it's not that big of a deal. You can overinvest at 1%, and so my trades are even less than that. So I hope that can hope you can take away from that and that it helps you in your trading. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. So just remember, keep your trade small, be patient, wait for the trade to come to you, don't get caught up in all of the hype. You guys are gonna kill it.